Does your business strategy include approaches to different generations? Hi everyone, it's Sam from Duval Union Consulting. We're a consultancy company that helps organizations master digital strategy and transformation. Check out our digital transformation book to get started. One of the many complex problems organizations in all industries encounter is the increasing gap in preferences and behavior across generations. You might have an amazing offering as a company, a beautiful website, or great stores, but marketing alone isn't going to get your products or services to customers of all ages. You really need to understand the different generations to avoid losing important demographics to your new or your existing competitors. The reason why most people currently don't understand this is because we speak about millennials, baby boomers, Generation X, Y, and Z, but these don't really speak to our imagination. We need something that we can work with because physical age does not define digital savviness. My one grandma, for example, has never been on the internet in her life, while the other is on Facebook, does some online shopping, and even books or travels through price comparison websites. Treating both of them the same would simply not work. We therefore propose a different model which my colleague Jo Coudron came up with. It's based on mental age, which makes it a lot easier to understand and integrate into your business strategy. Let's take a quick look at them. First off, we have the classic generation. These people have lived the vast majority of their lives with traditional services and are satisfied with what they have. Convincing them to use digital services is extremely difficult, so as a business, you'll have no choice but to stretch your traditional business model to continue to serve these people. They're loyal customers after all and often have more money, which means you can't afford to lose them. Secondly, we have the converted generation. You all know the bell curve that shows the innovation adoption life cycle. You could say that the converted generation is the group of people around the late majority and laggards. They will eventually adopt digital services or products if they resemble the offline equivalent, but they simply need others to influence them to do so and to show them how to do it. Thirdly, we have the digital generation, which a large part of the viewers should be in. We're very much used to being connected all the time and using this to our advantage by constantly looking for services that will save us time or let us do things more efficiently. We grew up with traditional business models, but will actively adopt any new ones that provide us with a better experience. Then lastly, the rupture generation, also often called the on-demand generation, as they want everything here and now exactly the way they want it. You won't see them adapt many, if any, traditional business models at all. So these are the 4 generations that we propose. I'll quickly map 2 industries on them to make sure that you get this. If we look at finance, Classic will only ever go to bank offices or call their contact person. Converted is very much into online banking as it is their translation of offline banking in the end. If someone shows them how to do their banking on mobile, then they'll probably do that too. Digital is tired of even logging into their online banking and doesn't accept that they have to wait extra days to order products online because their bank transfer didn't clear yet. They're looking for and expecting faster payment methods without fees. How Rupture will deal with money, nobody knows right now, but one thing is very clear. You will not be able to explain to this generation that sending money will take much longer than sending a message. Then if we look at the food industry, Classic will only ever go to supermarkets despite what else may become available. Converted may order more and more food online and pick up groceries at special hubs. Digital is looking at services like Blue Apron and HelloFresh to get boxes with ingredients and recipes delivered, or even to Instacart, which lets users shop food for each other. In the future, Rupture will likely get their food 3D printed or maybe even made by a robot. We're already seeing the first steps in this. Now this is a huge load of variety. How can you fulfill all of their expectations? The short answer is that you can't. Their preferences vary so much that they require fundamentally different approaches. You could potentially pick one generation and do extremely well for it, but a safer advice is to spread out and learn to understand how to approach the different generations. We believe that this is the future of each traditional company, to evolve from one giant company that does everything to an ecosystem of complementary businesses that may potentially even be competing. Facebook as a non-traditional company is already showing the way in this. They have Facebook itself, but also bought Instagram and even WhatsApp despite already having Facebook Messenger. They also attempted to buy Snapchat to keep a grip on the demographic of the Rupture generation. Meanwhile, they're working on Facebook at Work to service the digital and converter generations through a better but familiar experience. And if they tried to do all of this within Facebook itself, it would become way too complex and it would never be appealing to all of the generations. One or more of these businesses may of course fail in the future, but the rest will go on and new platforms may join the family. Now, your main focus will still be on the mothership, as this is where you're making most of your money. It would be absurd to throw this overboard if you can keep it profitable for as long as possible. At the same time, you will be able to innovate for newer generations through other initiatives, which may end up becoming your main business one day. So to wrap this up, this is a situation that we have today. Most of the money is between the classic and converted generations. Most of the digital investments are focused around the converted generation, and the actual innovation is happening between the digital and rupture generations, which traditional companies need to invest more in. Traditional players will approach all of this by having a small part of their business online, which they keep up to modern day standards, while also keeping their traditional business model in place to continue their existing revenue streams. Meanwhile, they will attempt to service the digital generation through new business models and ideas. The digital players, on the other hand, will mostly be online with new innovative business models. We've described them in our story on 10 hyper-disruptive business models here. The digital players are also moving offline to attract the classic and converted generations, but they will use different concepts like flagship stores or create a store in a store. May the best team win! If you feel like you need help with this, contact us as we specialize in helping companies to prepare themselves for the future. A special thanks to Joko Dron for his vision on these generations and to Nick Vinkier for creating the slides with me. Make sure to follow them on Twitter. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.